We had a really fun day yesterday. You still haven't heard from your parents?
I have actually.
So where are they?
I don't know. Let me text and see.
What do you mean?
I don't know. My
I
mom
feel
just...
the roles are reversed.
What do you mean?
So her parents are they. We didn't know when they were going to move here. The movers like take an extra day or cleaning or something.
Never.
Whatever happened, they got their Airbnb on Friday. But we thought at one point they were going to be here Thursday and were going to stay with us tonight. Then it got pushed to like Friday. And then now it's pushed to Saturday because Val, which I think we mentioned in another podcast, she couldn't fly because she needs work done on her tooth. And a dentist, I guess, doesn't want someone to fly or something.
Yeah.
So they had to drive. And it's a 16-hour drive, which now Valerie's saying it's 22. And it's because they're like stopping. Like, you know, and we just did this.
Yeah.
And none of the advice we gave, it didn't seem like they cared. And it's like the roles are reversed. Like these are like two 19-year-old kids off to college. And we're like, make sure you call us, go get a hotel so you know where you're driving. Oh, we'll just pull off and find one.
And then last night at 11 p.m., I'm trying to find one for them because at first they wanted to drive all the way through. They're like, we're going to make it there tonight. We'll get in probably really late, like 4 or 5 a.m. I go, yeah, right. Because we just did this. We just did it.
And I feel like I'm jumping all over this story. I'm trying to paint the picture of like the
explain it in a good way.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so they're coming down, and all we ever really heard from them is that they're in Virginia. And to my understanding, they were going to get a hotel, but they didn't get one on their way. You know, kind of like their children. We booked 5 hotels, and we knew exactly where we were going to go and how long each was going to take with the 15-minute breaks. But then again, it's me.
Yeah.
And of course I would do something. That's the first thing I asked. I go, when are they leaving? And you're like, I go, I need to know exactly the time. I need to know when they're going to do. Like, that's just how I am. So I want to know.
Go with the flow.
So they were going with the flow, and they call us in, and I said, where are you? And they're like, we're in North Carolina. I said, well, where? And they're like, we don't know. We actually stopped at a Best Buy and go, what state are we in? I go, are you not on your phone looking at the cities? Like, you have no, and they were like kids. They're having such a good time. They stopped at a Cracker Barrel. They're eating. And I said, well, they're like, we're going to drive all the way through. So let's pause the story. So before that, I walked over to the place.
The Airbnb.
The Airbnb. It's a 45-minute walk from our house. It's all in the same like reunion resort where we are. It's massive.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like a little like gate that you open. It's a community. I'm talking.
Yeah.
It's like a little city in itself. But there are like gate entrances with guards, but we're in the community together,
right.
Even though it's a 45-minute walk.
Right.
So I walk there, I get there early, and the other people had just checked out. And I opened the door, and I don't know what to expect because we looked at the pictures, and it was very quaint, but it was definitely old. And I opened the door, and it's a cute place.
It's really cozy.
It's
really
cozy.
is.
It's just kind of old. So it didn't have like a fresh, like it needed like the windows open and stuff. Like it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, okay. I was like, we need to just like freshen it up a little bit. And I was kind of bummed because I was thinking this company that Airbnb's this is not a person, it's an organization.
Right.
I don't know if they were rushed or whatever, but I was like, where's the plugins? Where's the fresh flowers? Where's the like nothing? A handwritten like effing card.
Was nothing.
They did have something handwritten.
Yeah, it was asking for a tip for the maid.
That was in that white envelope?
Yes, that was on the front in the counter on the left when you walk in.
Yeah.
It says, yeah, if you want to leave a tip for, whoever did it, leave it here for your maid. That's what that was.
I mean, that's up to them. The tip needs to go to us because we went in and cleaned. So we went there and we just needed to like open the doors. All the blinds were shut. Every door in this house was closed. So you missed it. And I'm glad you got to experience one door. So I open it up. It's dark. And I was like, this doesn't, like, where's the fresh air? And where's, like, I was, like, when we walked into our Airbnb, they had plugins. Like, you got hit with this fresh smell. And I want you to picture this. I'm at this random house. I use a code. And you know what I even did? I go, hello.
To make sure no one...
Hello. Well, because I don't know who they're expecting.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like someone's going to come out with, like, a broom and hit me.
Oh, my gosh.
So I walked in. So I was 10 minutes early. I was checking it for. It was like 3:50. And I started opening each door, not knowing what's behind it. And I just go, okay. And I'm turning on some lights, opening some blinds. And then as I did that throughout the whole place, I go, oh, this place is nice. It just needed, the windows opened.
Yeah.
So we went there and we like brought them water, and we have a little Easter basket surprise for them, and we wrote a card, and so we made it special. But yet again, it's just me being super picky of like, if we had an Airbnb, like go the extra mile, guys and gals. It's like, it takes you $15. Aren't you excited that someone booked it for 3 months? Like even here, they were kind enough to like show up. They wanted to meet us, which, Skype would have been fine, but I'm just a weirdo like that. They're wonderful people. And when we got back to our house, we got a new appreciation because I was like, wow, we got such a deal.
Yeah.
Because compared to what they paid to what we paid, but like the actual vast difference of like what you got, like we got a huge deal, like unbelievable, like more than we wanted to spend. But there's just in no other universe would what we're paying be equal to this house.
No, but that's why we did it.
Yeah, because I was like, I've never seen a deal like this in my life, It's like if you could buy a Ferrari for like $38,000, you're like, that's still, I was going to get something for $20,000. It's 38, but it's a Ferrari. How can I buy a brand new Ferrari for 38 grand? So anywho, so we were like, well, they're not coming till the next day. Let's just go and we'll like clean it up a little bit and like Swift, and just I want it to be fresh because I know what it's like to drive 40 hours.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point of when we got all the flack from all the family laughing at us going, why would you ever spend that on an Airbnb for 2 months? I go, because we're leaving a 15-year life on the open road, driving through 8 states, not knowing where we're going. After 42 hours and 4 brand deals along the way during a global pandemic. I don't want to walk into a house and there's like, I'm like, oh my God, it would be bad.
Yeah.
So it's worth spending a little extra so that when you get there, it's going to be beautiful and you can land on that bed with that fresh smell like a Dawn commercial. But our children decided, no, we're just going to go with what's in the budget. And I was like, why don't you just drop a couple grand more? It's not like they're in a good position in life. Like, drop a couple grand more. Get yourself an updated home. You're leaving your life and moving here.
It's really cute, though.
I'm just a little bougie, and I don't want to get into it because I don't want to paint the wrong picture. The place is adorable. Yeah. It's just old. Yeah. And I don't mean old. I mean just old. It's like, it's old. And that's fine. But anywho, so we're home and we decided, well, let's clean our place because we have friends coming into town. Your parents are here and we want to show our place and we don't want to have crap everywhere. So we're listening to music and eating leftover hot dogs. And all of a sudden we get a call from your parents and they're like, so yeah, we're going to drive through. So now we're back at that conversation. I go, well, where are you? They're like, somewhere in North Carolina. And I said, first of all, you've been driving for 14 hours. How the hell are you just in North Carolina? You should be in like Jacksonville, Florida. Why are you at Best Buy? And then they called and said, no, we're actually going to drive through.
That's right.
So we go, oh, they're going to drive through. They're going to be here at like 5 or 6 in the morning. We said we need to go because we were going to go today in the morning and go like freshen it up. So we got back in the car. And we drove over to the Airbnb. We Swifted it. We put in those little plugins. We cleaned everything down, and it came minty.
Oh, it looked.
And we left the window open to get some fresh air in there, and it's like awesome.
Yeah.
I think I took a little video. I'll impose it into the. You'll see it. It's cute. So like I said, it's definitely old, but it's charming. But my biggest thing was it needed some fresh air, and it needed a nice Swift and some plugins just to like freshen the place up. And so I feel really, really good about it. And then we came home, and then at 11:30, they were in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina, and she's texting you like, I can't find a hotel, I can't find a motel, but it has to be on the 95. And so we're looking around, and we're like, there is no hotel. You're literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So where'd they end up staying? We didn't even ask.
I think they got a Days Inn, because at first they were looking at a Holiday Inn extended stay, and they went in, and it was all sold out. Like everything I was looking up for them, it was all sold out. Granted, it's night of, but I think they said a Days or a Quality, maybe it's a Quality Inn, Days Inn.
Okay.
One of those, and it did its job. They got to sleep, And she was even saying, yeah, I don't know what we were thinking of trying to go the entire night through. She goes, I think it was the adrenaline, because that happens. You're so excited. I think about when we first started on our road trip, and once you finally get in the car and you get some miles under your belt, you're like, we got this. It's the first day. You
start feeling accomplished.
Yes.
You're like, holy cow, like we're driving a long way. The only thing about driving through is it messes with your internal clock. Like, I would much rather, like, even when my parents were at a moment going to drive, I was like, you want to drive 8-9 hours, get a hotel, check in at 5 or 6, take a shower, get dressed, go have a nice dinner or order room service. From 7 to 8, 9 o'clock, have a glass of wine, have a nice meal, lay in bed, read a book, watch a movie, go to bed, wake up at 7, work out, 8 o'clock you hit the road, you grab a Starbucks coffee, and then you're here in 6 hours.
Yeah.
That is enjoyable. Then you get here and you're not exhausted.